There are some things that, once seen, cannot be unseen. Some moments, frozen in time, carry a weight far heavier than words can hold. In late September 2016, a video surfaced on the internet, quietly making its way to a site known as chaotic.com. Uploaded by a user under the name Pink Floyd, it came with a simple yet chilling title. But it would soon be referred to by a different name, Funky Town, a name that masks its horror with irony, borrowed from the song that eerily plays in the background of the footage. This track, Funky Town, by Lips Inc., echoes through an empty white room where the unthinkable takes place. Many have referred to it as one of the most disturbing videos ever shared online, a symbol of senseless brutality, a scary look into a world where human life has no value and where fear is used to control others. On what appears to be a tiled floor, possibly a bathroom or kitchen, several individuals can be seen gathered around a male figure whose arms appear to be restrained. The victim shows signs of severe facial trauma, with critical injuries rendering the face unrecognizable. Both hands are missing, and there is significant damage around the eye area. In the video, it's clear the person had already gone through extreme suffering, even before the recording started. A part of the face appears to have been removed and placed elsewhere, likely as part of the torture. There's also what looks like a medical drip attached, believed to contain a strong stimulant, to keep the person conscious longer and make the pain last. This type of substance is often used in such cases because it can stop someone from passing out due to injury. It helps control bleeding and keeps the body in a high alert mode, which unfortunately increases how much the person feels everything. You can also see that someone tried to stop the bleeding by tightening a plastic strap around the wrist where the hand was missing. One of the attackers uses the backside of a sickle to hit the injured man's neck again and again, in a way that looks like he's trying to take his life. The man rolls over, expressing distress. Then, one of the group members pushes a wooden pole against the man's throat to keep him still. Another person standing beside him quietly pulls out a box cutter. He starts to make several fast motions near the man's neck. The man cries out in panic and moves around, clearly in pain and fear. As his cries get louder, the person holding the box cutter shifts their focus. The man, trying to protect himself, bites down in resistance. But with his throat still pinned, he struggles to hold on. The situation becomes more intense, and it's clear the group is trying to silence him completely. After the man is attacked, he's repeatedly injured in the neck area with a box cutter, possibly more than 100 times. Even though he's critically hurt and part of his neck is severely damaged, he doesn't pass out immediately. He continues to scream and tries to move. Eventually, a wooden pole is forced into his mouth, and his neck is struck again. The position of his head becomes unnaturally twisted, showing how extreme the attack was. The video has poor sound quality. The victim screams and the attacker's words overlap, so the exact conversation is unclear. He tries to resist, but one of the guys gets frustrated and reacts aggressively, getting right up in his face and saying some harsh words. After that moment, things calm down a bit. The plastic straps on his arms are taken off. As soon as he feels free, his body reacts on its own, even with limited movement. He swings one arm toward them, as if trying to shield himself or fight back. Then, the person who was holding the victim's head lets go. Right after that, another attacker presses down on the victim's arm and targets a very sensitive area under his arm using a sharp tool. The victim cries out in extreme pain. You can tell he's suffering deeply, even coughing, as if he's struggling to breathe. In the final moments, he opens his mouth wide, clearly drained and helpless. What's even more disturbing is that the attackers seem to have used substances and a tight wrap, likely to keep him conscious and prevent him from bleeding out too quickly. Despite everything, the victim keeps resisting until the very end. He doesn't give up. The video cuts off suddenly, leaving us unsure of what happened to the victim. But one thing is clear: the pain he went through was probably much worse than what we saw. His identity is still unknown, and people are left guessing about who he really was. In the video, the gang members played music while they hurt the victim. This disturbing contrast drastically affected the comments on related videos, especially those featuring Funky Town. Put Your Hands Up, a relatively unknown song by DJ Toys, was the longest playing track during these events, while Funky Town, the iconic and widely recognized disco hit, was only played for about 20 seconds. Despite this, the video became popularly known as Funky Town, likely because Funky Town's global fame and upbeat disco vibe clashed so sharply with the footage, leaving a lasting, unsettling impression. Interestingly, other songs featured in the video, such as Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses, More Than a Woman by Bee Gees, Recuerdos de una Noche by Los Pasteles Verdes, and Beat It by Michael Jackson, were not affected by the video's infamy. The time was 2016, a period of intense violence in Mexico, especially in the northeast, where Los Zetas were locked in a brutal conflict with the Gulf Cartel. These cartels were no strangers to releasing violent videos as propaganda, each one more gruesome than the last, aimed at terrifying their enemies and the general public. In most violent videos, the groups behind them are clear. Criminal organizations or extremist groups often use these videos to send a message, showing how violent they can be. The victim's identity is usually known, whether they are an enemy, a rival, or just an innocent person caught in the wrong place. But in this case, the total lack of explanation makes it even scarier, leaving viewers looking for answers. As the video circulated, several theories emerged regarding its origin and meaning. 4 major hypotheses gained traction, each attempting to offer an explanation for the unspeakable acts that have been captured on film. Hypothesis 1. The Brazilian prison theory. The first theory that surfaced suggested that the video was filmed in a Brazilian prison. Brazilian prisons are infamous for their inhumane conditions and brutal violence, often making headlines for the horrifying incidents that occur behind bars. Some believed that the setting and the violence in the video could fit the profile of a prison in Brazil. However, there is a crucial flaw in this theory. While Brazil is home to many Spanish-speaking individuals due to its cultural diversity, Portuguese is the official language. In the video, the perpetrators spoke Spanish. If the video had truly been filmed in Brazil, this would have been highly unusual. Prisoners in Brazilian prisons would have likely spoken Portuguese, not Spanish. This inconsistency led to the rejection of the Brazilian prison theory. Hypothesis 2. The Ayotzinapa theory. The second hypothesis tied the video to a tragic event: the disappearance of 43 university students in Ayotzinapa, Mexico in 2014. One of the victims in this case was Julio Cesar Mondragon, whose body was found disfigured and desecrated. Some believe the tortured individual in the video could have been Mondragon, possibly an unseen victim of similar violence or brutality. But this theory too fell apart. Mondragon's body was discovered intact, with no signs of limb severing, and forensic evidence indicated that he had not been subjected to the same brutal fate as the victim in the video. The absence of a severed hand was a critical detail that disproved this theory, and once again, the mystery deepened. Hypothesis 3. The Michoacan cartel theory. A third theory emerged from linguistic analysis. Some believed the perpetrators of the torture had a distinctive accent, one that suggested they were from Mexican state of Michoacán, a region known for cartel activity in Mexico. The accent was said to resemble that of members of the La Familia Michoacana cartel, notorious for their violent methods and influence in the area. However, this theory was not universally accepted. Some observers argued that the accent could be from northern Mexico, where other cartels operate, suggesting that the perpetrators could belong to a different group altogether. Hypothesis 4. The betrayal or rival cartel theory. The fourth and most compelling theory revolves around the victim's affiliation. During the torture, one of the assailants uttered a chilling phrase in Spanish, "Te equivocaste de lado," which translates to, "You chose the wrong side." This statement has been interpreted as evidence that the victim might have been a member of a rival cartel, or worse, a traitor who had betrayed his own group. The suggestion that the victim was being punished for choosing the wrong side makes sense in the context of cartel life, where power struggles and betrayals are common. Cartels often punish those who betray them in brutal ways, and this theory fits with what we see in the video. The torturer's words suggest there might be a personal grudge, possibly between different cartels or even within the same cartel. Given the available evidence, this theory stands as the most convincing of the four. The victim's suffering and the words of the torturer strongly suggest an internal conflict, with betrayal or rivalry as the driving force behind the violence. Fast forward to February 14th, 2021, when another chilling video surfaced online. This time, it appeared on a notorious shock site known as GoreTube. The video, uploaded by a user named UziET, was titled simply, "Hi." Yet, what lay within this upload was far from simple. The graphic content quickly caused shock and outrage, with a disturbing sense of déjà vu. It wasn't the first time such violence had been shared online. Just the day before, the same video had been posted on another troubling site called Documenting Reality. The video starts with a scene that's hard to look away from. A man stands holding something in his hands, a symbol of life lost too soon. Around him, others treat the body with complete disrespect, twisting it in strange and unnatural ways. They continue to handle the body in bizarre ways, almost like it's a game. The scene is intense and shows just how little they care about the dignity of human life. However, there is something eerily familiar about the video. The floor tiles, the pattern, the colors, the design, they echo something seen in a previous infamous video. The world had already seen Funky Town, a video just as brutal and disturbing. Because of this, people couldn't help but compare the two. The background music in the High video is another thing that stands out. The creepy, almost rhythmic tune made it feel similar to Funky Town. The combination of the floor tiles and the music led many people to call this video Funky Town Football. Soon, a belief spread that the people behind this new act of violence were the same ones who caused Funky Town. The similarities were just too obvious to ignore. Not everyone agreed with this theory. There's another argument to think about, based on where the video was filmed and its surroundings. The white tiles with black stripes shown in the video aren't rare. They can be found in many places across Mexico. This means the video could have been filmed somewhere else, not in Funky Town. This makes us question whether the two videos are really connected, or if the link is just based on surface details. On July 16th, 2023, the full Funky Town video was uploaded to YouTube by the user Mr. Bist. Though it was in low quality, it remained accessible for 7 months, accumulating 54,000 views, before it was removed by YouTube on March 15th, 2024. Funky Town became infamous not only for its horrifying content, but also due to its association with the song Funky Town. which continue to be linked to the video. Over time, Lips Inc. released a controversial Cartel edition of the track, but it failed to ease the public outcry. The video quickly became a subject of discussion, and its disturbing nature forever linked it with the song, cementing Funky Town as one of the most notorious shock videos online. The video quickly spread across the darkest parts of the internet, causing a frenzy among Reddit users and online communities. They analysed every detail, debated where it came from, and tried to make sense of the chaos. The creepy footage, forever linked to the eerie song Funky Town, became a symbol of a harsh reality many would rather ignore. Once seen, it stayed in the minds of everyone who came across it. Even though we still don't know who the victim is, the video's impact went far beyond just a screen, serving as a chilling reminder of the dark side of the online world.